Picture this. A 21-year-old walks onto one of the most storied courts in women's tennis, a stadium named after arguably the greatest player who ever lived, and she proceeds to dismantle a freshly crowned champion in straight sets. Not scrape past her. Not survive her. Dismantle her. That is what happened in Berlin today, and if you are any kind of tennis fan and you missed it, let me tell you everything, because this match was something else entirely. My name, you already know. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into one of the most compelling first-round performances we have seen all grass court season, and given the caliber of tennis being played on the lawns of Europe right now, that is saying a whole lot. It is June 17th, 2026. Wimbledon is right around the corner, and the road leading to the All England Club is absolutely paved with drama. Every match on the grass right now carries extra weight. Every upset sends ripples through the draw. Every player who finds their rhythm early is a genuine threat to go deep in the fortnight. And today in Berlin at the WTA 500 Berlin Tennis Open, we got a performance that is going to echo all the way to SW19. Alex Eala, the 21-year-old Filipino sensation. The wild-card entry ranked 35th in the world. She walked into the Steffi Graf Stadium, a venue that demands excellence just by the sheer weight of its name, and she took apart Donna Vekic, the reigning Queen's Club champion, 7-5, 6-4 over 1 hour and 50 minutes of absolutely gripping tennis. Before we even begin breaking this down, you need to fully appreciate who Donna Vekic is, because without understanding that, this victory does not hit the way it should. Vekic is not just a good player. She is one of the most dangerous grass court competitors on the entire WTA Tour. She is an Olympic silver medalist. She is a former Wimbledon semi-finalist. She has been playing high-stakes tennis on lawns for years, accumulating the kind of surface-specific experience that money simply cannot buy. And she did not arrive in Berlin on the back of a quiet week off. She arrived as a conquering champion, hot off one of the most remarkable title runs in recent WTA memory. Just 3 days before stepping onto court in Germany, Vekic was standing on a podium in London, trophy raised above her head at the prestigious Queen's Club Championships. And the way she won that title only added to the mythology. She had actually lost in qualifying. She was done. Bags essentially packed. And then Marta Kostyuk withdrew, and Vekic was handed a lifeline as a lucky loser. What did she do with that lifeline? She turned it into gold. She carved through the draw with the intensity of someone who knew this chance would not come around again, beating top-tier opponents like Emma Raducanu, Karolina Muchova, and Katie Boulter along the way. She became the first lucky loser to win a WTA title since 2023. She climbed 43 places in the world rankings overnight, shooting up to 33rd in the world. She carried a 5-match winning streak on grass into Berlin. She was, by every reasonable measure, the most informed grass court player in the women's draw. So when the draw was made and Eala's name landed beside Vekic's in the first round, most people assumed they knew how this was going to play out. The odds makers leaned toward Vekic. The pundits leaned toward Vekic. The logic leaned toward Vekic. Power, experience, momentum, confidence, the freshly minted champion aura. It all pointed one way. And then Alex Eala stepped onto the court and reminded everyone why they should never, ever count her out. Now let us talk about who Alex Eala is, because she deserves that introduction. She is 21 years old, born in the Philippines, trained at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain, a facility that has produced some of the mentally toughest competitors in the game. She entered this week ranked 35th in the world, a career high, the product of a relentless climb through the professional ranks that has been nothing short of historic for Philippine tennis. She is not just good for her country. She is genuinely good. Full stop. And just a few weeks before Berlin, she had her own moment of grass court glory. On June 7th, Eala captured the Birmingham Open, a WTA 125 event, winning her first professional title on grass and proving that the game she built on the hard courts of Mallorca translates with frightening ease onto the lawns. So what you had in this first round was not really a mismatch at all. You had two grass court champions in completely different forms of momentum, two players who had both recently tasted winning, colliding in a venue that does not tolerate mediocrity. What separated them today was not talent. It was not serve speed or ground stroke depth. What separated them was what happens inside a player's head when the pressure becomes suffocating and the match is on the line. And in that department, Alex Eala was in a category completely of her own. Let us walk through how this match actually unfolded, because the final score, 7-5, 6-4, looks tidier on paper than it actually felt in real time. This was a chaotic, swinging, emotionally draining contest that could have gone several different ways. The first set started exactly how you might have predicted. Vekic came out playing free, fluid, fearless tennis. She broke Eala's serve in just the second game of the match, unleashing the kind of deep, skidding returns that make life incredibly uncomfortable on this surface, and she jumped out to a 2-0 lead with a kind of urgency that only a player fresh off a title has. For a fleeting moment, it looked like the script was going to write itself. And then Eala responded. Not with panic. Not with a reckless change of tactics. She simply settled in, lowered her center of gravity, started absorbing Vekic's pace and redirecting it. She broke straight back. She held serve. It was 2-2, and the match had genuinely begun. What followed was the kind of grass court tennis that makes this surface so compelling, so nerve-wracking, so unlike anything else on the calendar. The games were tight, the margins were razor-thin, and then at 3-2 in Eala's favor, everything shifted. Vekic suddenly had Eala on the ropes, trailing 0-40 on her own serve. 3 consecutive break points. On grass, 0-40 is not just a difficult situation. It is almost a guaranteed break. The surface rewards aggressive returning, and Vekic, already with a trophy fresh in her memory, was ready to pounce. And this is the moment the match turned. Not the final game. Not some climactic conclusion. Right here, at 0-40, in the 5th game of the first set, this is where Eala showed everyone exactly what she is made of. She stepped up to the service line and she saved all 3 breakpoints. One by one. With precision, with nerve, with the kind of cold-blooded execution that you genuinely cannot manufacture. She held serve to go 4-2, and while the crowd reacted to that game, you could sense something shifting in the atmosphere. Vekic is a fighter, though, and she is not the kind of player who folds under one setback. She rallied, won 3 consecutive games, flipped the set on its head, and moved out to a 5-4 lead. She was now 1 hold of serve away from taking the opening set. The pressure was back on Eala. Serve or go a set down against a player riding the greatest wave of form in her career. Eala served to stay in the set. She held. And then she went further. She broke Vekic's next service game to take a 6-5 lead, giving herself the chance to serve out the first set. She closed it out. 7-5. 1 hour and 3 minutes. It was already an extraordinary set of tennis, but the second set is where the statistics of this match start to become almost comically lopsided in terms of what they reveal. Eala broke Vekic's serve in the very first game of the second set. She backed it up immediately with a hold of her own to move out to 2-0. The tone was set. And yet, Vekic kept coming. She kept dialing up the pressure, kept manufacturing danger on Eala's serve, refusing to let the Filipino coast through. The match moved along, and at 4-3 with Eala serving and leading 40-30, something unusual happened. A spectator in the stadium needed medical attention and the match was paused. These interruptions are often devastating for the player who is in rhythm and in control. They can unravel in minutes what took an entire set to build. Eala came back out. She calmly held serve. And then came the finale. Eala was serving for the match at 5-4. Vekic, backed into the corner, summoned everything she had left. She created 4 break points in that final game. For separate opportunities to break back, level the set, and drag the match into a genuine dogfight. And 4 times, Eala looked her in the eye and said no. She saved every single one. And then she converted her match point to seal the win, 6-4. Now I need you to stop right here with me for a moment, because the numbers from this match are the kind of numbers that make you do a double take. Over the course of this entire 2-set contest, Donna Vekic, one of the best returners on the WTA Tour, one of the most dangerous attacking players in the women's game, generated 14 breakpoint opportunities on Eala's serve. 14. In a 2-set match. If you have watched much tennis, you know that a player generating 14 breakpoints against an opponent usually wins that match without much drama. But Vekic converted just 2 of them. 2 out of 14. That means Eala saved 12 breakpoints in a single match. 12. Her breakpoint save percentage was approximately 86%. I want you to sit with that number for a second. 86%. In professional tennis, at this level, on grass, where the serve is the most dominant weapon and breaks of serve are genuinely precious and relatively rare, saving 86% of the break points you face in an entire match is the kind of statistic that belongs in a highlight reel, not a routine first-round result. It requires nerves that most people simply do not possess. It requires the ability to produce your absolute best tennis at the exact moment when the weight of the situation is heaviest. Some players can do it once, twice, but doing it 12 times across 2 sets against a reigning champion? That is a level of clutch performance that defines careers. And now look at the other side of the ledger. Eala only generated 6 break points on Vekic's serve across the entire match. 6. She converted 4 of them. 4 out of 6. Nearly 67% efficiency. She did not waste opportunities. She did not need 15 chances to hurt the Croatian. When the door opened, she walked straight through it and kicked it off the hinges on the way. That is the mathematical blueprint of this upset, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. On the serve itself, the numbers are equally fascinating. Vekic is renowned for her delivery. It is one of the truly dangerous weapons in her game. But Eala outaced her, 7 aces to 6. The more interesting story, though, is what happened with first serve percentage. Eala only landed 52% of her first serves in play during this match. On grass, that is a concerning number. Normally, if you are missing nearly half your first serves against a